Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. Really do appreciate it. So coming back today with the in full bloom floral delights. This is the decollage kit, the last one that they did. These are the delightful daffodils and magnificent magnolia. I think I'm going to be playing with the magnolia today. But you've got your topper sheet with 3 sentiments and 2 sort of borders, a sort of wider one and a shorter one. You've got your daffodil decoupage, you've got your magnolia decoupage. I've nicked a piece off there, so apologies. Your backing sheet, printed sheet for the magnolia and the daffodils. It's got this lovely crumpled paper look on the background. And then if you've got the ultimate kit, you will get some inserts as well, 2 of each. And if you've got the ultimate collection, you will have 2 each of all of these decoupage pieces. Okay, so I'm going with 2 fairly simple cards today. So I had this 5x7 and I've cut it down to 3 1/4 by 7. So let's bring in my trimmer, and I'm just going to grab an A4 sheet of mirror card. There we go. And I'm just going to take this to 2 notches past the 3. Okay, ready? And then if I pop this little arm out, we can go 2 notches under the 7. So that's our gold mat. And then if I grab the backing sheet, which is this one, I can take that down to 3 inches. I'm going to cut that all the way along, and then to 6 3/4. So there's a nice little square there, might come in for something, and then that should fit onto there quite nicely. Okay, so like I say, today is going to be very easy cards, mainly because I've had a really bad headache all day. Not quite a migraine, but pretty close. I did sort of start with something a little bit more complicated, but it was getting a little bit too much to record with my head being a little bit wishy-washy. So I've swapped over to some easier things, but you will see some more complicated cards when I finish those off on Pinterest or Facebook. So the glues I'm using today are the Floral all-purpose glue. This is an alcohol-based glue. And then I'm also going to be using some tacky glue. This is a sort of PVA-based glue. So I like to mix up the glues. I just find that it, you know, when I go back to my cards in a week or a month or 6 months time, when I've done it using these 2 glues, they generally are exactly the same as when I've made them. I tend to, with using the all-purpose glue or any alcohol glue, is just make sure that you make sure your card is lying flat while it dries, just because it can glue in that position. So let's say if I'd had it on something like this, I'd find that it would glue sort of arched. So, and it is very difficult to sort of correct once that's happened with that glue, because there are very good glues, which is great, but it just means, you know, we have to make sure our card is stored flat. Okay, so just brought the decoupage out and the topper. So the way I'm thinking this card, this is going to be one of those over the edge cards. So this is going to come quite nicely over that edge. We've got sentiments, many happy returns, you're so fabulous, you make each day blooming lovely. Well, the big one is going to be way too big, so I'm thinking many happy returns. I didn't know about using this border though. Let's cut it out with my knife. Pretty much going to be the perfect size. And I would put this in a 5x7 envelope once it's done. I did think about going down to 8 inches, but then I thought it would look weird in a 6x8 envelope because it would be quite baggy at one end. Okay, let's see. So we don't even have to go straight. We could, as long as we keep it within that 5x7. I think I kind of do like it straighter. And then we'll just take those pips off there. Okay, so that is going to be the pretty much the card. Like I said, like nice and simple. So I'm just going to take some of this decoupage out again. Still trying to make 3 cards out of this. Part of the reason why I did trim this down to 3x7 is so that I'd have a nice big piece of that cardstock, this cardstock left afterwards. So I've got that one. Then I'm going to go for this one. And then I'm going to go for this little bit here. And that one there, I think. And I suppose if I'm doing that, I need to go with that one as well. But maybe a leaf. We'll go with the leaf as well. There we go. So we have put quite a lot of decoupage on, well, we're going to put quite a lot of decoupage on this one. Okay, let me just grab my trimmer and trim this border down. So that just needs to be 3. Let me just straighten that edge. And then take that to 3. And that should fit quite nicely across that piece there. Bring a bit of foil on. So that we will put some foam pads on. So for this little border, just because I'm gluing it flat, I'm going to use my tacky glue, mainly because of the foil on it. I don't think there's a right or wrong way, so we'll just pop that across there, just across where that line is or was. Okay, and then this one here, do I want to put some foam pads on? No, I don't think I do. I think I'm going to do just straight on. So what I'm going to do is just pop some all-purpose glue down the middle, and then we can pop that into place. Come down just a little bit. If I bring out my little ruler here, go from the bottom, this is going to be hard. Work out when it's straight. I think that's probably going to be around about it. I'm going to go with there. Okay, so what I'm going to do just off camera, I'm just going to take all of these decoupage pieces, and where there are pieces that are infilled, I'm just going to pop those out. But what I'm going to do is just pop some 1mm foam pads on all of them. So I'm just going to do that off camera just to speed the video along. Okay, so I've got all of these backs off, I think. Oops. And actually there's one there that I've missed. What I'm going to do, just take the biggest one, a little bit of tacky glue all over, just to give me the ability to just wiggle that into place if I'm not quite on it first time. So you can use your tweezers if you like. This is quite a nice big piece, so just going to pop that on. Just needs a little nudge over there. That's perfect. So this is the next largest piece. Again, plenty of tacky glue, or if you haven't got tacky glue, if you've got any of the Hunkydory glue sticks, I believe that they do help as well. Give you this sort of ability to get it in the right place. Down, yeah, I think that's right. Then we've got a little petal here. I'm not quite sure where that's for. Let's grab the end of that. That's for there. We've got this little piece here, which I believe is just this edge on the front. So you can see how much love they put into doing the layers on these. It's amazing the detail you get. And then this is this big petal here. And then we should have a leaf, I believe. I did take a leaf. It's going to be that one. There we go. And you can sort of form it round, give it a bit of a shape if you prefer. I tend to just pop them on flat because I think you still get the dimension. So this one, the sentiment, I've put 2mm foam pads on because we've already gone up about 3 or 4mm on the decoupage, so a little bit of height here isn't really going to make a lot of difference. Is that straight? Maybe not quite. That's better. And then if I find those little pink gems, we've got those apricot colour ones, but I know I've got some pink shimmer here as well. Let's go with these then. Yes, we've got some small ones of these. Sorry about the rustling. And I'm just going to pop. Let's go lighter so that they show up against that pink. So these are like a really pale pink. And I might pop one of these just in the corner there. So I have 3. And that is all I'm going to do to that one. You could go ahead, put some glitter on, put a little bit of glitter glue, come in with a bit of glitter all around there. But this little card is just a cute little one that's going to stand like so on the mantelpiece. Like I say, you're going to need a 5x7 envelope just because of that width. But it's all nice and clean on the back. No foam pads where, no glue where it's going to be seen. And it stands really lovely as well. I will use a bit of the insert in there as well. I'll probably put a gold mat first of all. Might even not, might just put the insert in. But that is card number 1. I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I've got another piece of that 6x12 300 GSM cardstock, and I'm just going to make a quick off-center gatefold card. So I'm going to score 2 inches, and then I'm going to turn that around because I've got the smaller board, and score at 4 inches. So it's still going to make a 6x6 card. I've made this loads of times. This is my favourite little gatefold, mainly because it looks different to just a straightforward one. Okay. And I'm having it with the, normally I have it this way around with the bigger piece here and the smaller piece at the side, but because that piece that I'm going to decoupage is there, then I'm going to be using this piece on this side today. Okay, let's grab my trimmer. I'm going to need some gold mirror card. So for the inside, I'm going to use the insert to decorate that. It will be a normal card, but I will need to take 2 notches off 2 sides to do that. Like so. And they will go, that will go on the inside. This piece here is 4x6, so I'm just going to take 2 notches off the 4 notches off that 6. So that's that piece for there, and then the other side is 2 by 6. So I'm just going to take that 2 notches under the 2. That's a nice size border if you need one, and 2 notches under the 6. Okay, now I need to cut into this quite creatively. So I want this piece to go on my side that's 2 inches. So I'm going to cut myself a slice off that's 1 3/4, and that needs to be by 5 3/4. That should fit quite nicely onto there, and it does. And then this piece here, I need it to be 4 by 6, so we are fine. So I need to go to 3 3/4, and I think what I'll do is go down to where the flower is, and I'll cut around that last piece, so just edging up to where that flower is. There we go. And then if I put that at 5 3/4, I can just go up to that line. There we go. So that bit itself might be a nice little border, but I've still got a decent size piece here even when I cut this away. So let's just grab my knife, and then what I'm going to do is just go around this flower. Oops. So it's just tracing that image around with my knife. Something else I wanted to say as well, nothing related to cards, not my cards anyway, but I don't know if many of you have seen, but I noticed yesterday on the Hunkydory hub they are looking for people, design team members for the masks and stamps, that sort of side of things. So if you are an amazing inky person, then check out the Hunkydory hub for all the details. I have to be honest, it's not my strength. I can do it, but I haven't got real love for it, do you know what I mean? So that's why I thought I would leave it. Oops, just not that one. We're just trying to get this little Gemini mat. So what I want to do is just go around the edges where I've just made those cuts quite they're quite what's the word, they were quite raw, but if you round the edges off like that, it does make them a little bit nicer. So that's going to go on there. Obviously we'll have our decoupage on top of that as well. Right, last thing, I need my, sorry about the creaky chair, I need my insert, which is on the top, I think, and I think I'm going to go with the little flower part. So we just need to do that at 5 3/4. I just find this paper doesn't cut very well on my other trimmer, so guillotine for me with that is the way to go. Okay, so those are all of our pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do, just because I'm using, this is paper, I'm going to use my Hunkydory, oh that's stuck there, Hunkydory permanent dots tape pen, and I just like to pop a little bit in those corners, and then I can come in with my all-purpose glue because it's alcohol based, so it's not going to upset the paper, make it bubble or anything like that, because it doesn't really soak into the paper. It really is one of the best glues in the world, you know, alcohol glue. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that on, Give those dots a little press down, and then I'm just going to use my little burnishing tool just to go over that, make sure that there's no lumps of glue, make sure that's all connected, because if there's any like little lumps of glue when you come to write on it, or when somebody comes to write on it, they'll find that it's, you know what it's like writing on things that are underneath, it'd be like writing on sand. So this is all cardstock now, so we can go back to our usual ways. Now when you put this in, just make sure that you're not interfering with those folds. So if you are just wanting to have gold underneath there, not have the white edge like I do, just take maybe one notch off it on one side, just to give you that little bit of space so that those folds still fold nicely for you. Okay, and then this one onto there. Just popping that on. Yeah, so like I was saying, if you fancy giving it a go, check out the Hunkydory hub. There's more information on there. I didn't read it all because obviously it's not really my bag. But yeah, give it a go. You never know where it's going to take you, do you? I mean, if you're making cards anyway, and you get like a starter pack, so you get a load of products for £0. Plus I guess you get to work with what looks to be the very nicest people in the business. Oops, where's that gone? There we go. Yeah, so yeah, definitely give it a go if you're interested. Okay, and again, just making sure you don't put any glue over this bit here, because obviously that's going to hang over my card. And that's going to go onto there quite nicely. Okay, so that's going to be part of the closure sort of method of my card. So let's have a look at the sentiment. You're so fabulous, and you make each day blooming lovely. I think the blooming lovely one is a bit too big, so for this card, so I think I'm probably going to pop that across there like so. I'm gluing it onto this left side, and then I'm going to take a couple of these layers. I'm going to save this first one because you've got pretty much most of the flower there, so, and then I'm going to save that one there as well. I'm going to take all of these other pieces. So we've got a petal, we've got a bud, and we've got that one there. I think I'll leave that one as well for that third card. So just make sure you pop out any landlocked pieces. I never worry if it sort of tears a little bit on the back. If there's any sort of pips or anything poking out too prominently, then obviously give them a little trim. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so again, I'm just going to cut my pads down to fit on here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all the backs off those, so I'm just going to pick that biggest one up. And just pop some tacky glue on. Again, just giving myself best chance of getting that one straight. And this time, because it's going on top of that other image, we don't need to worry about where the pads are. And in fact, if there's pads there, that will give that a little bit of strength. So again, just pop in those on. Oops, try not to drop it like that. And that's going to go onto there. Okay. And then I keep trying to take the backs off, but I've already taken them off. And number T. That piece is going to go onto there. And then I might steal a leaf from that decoupage, which I haven't done yet. And then we've got this little piece, which I think is the bud, over here. Okay, let me just grab this leaf. Okay. And I had forgotten I wanted a leaf on there. So just make sure there's no glue there. I do give them a clean off every now and then with alcohol, sort of rubbing alcohol sort of thing, which does tend to work quite well. There we go. And then sentiment. I was thinking at that top there may be a couple of gems. So I've got these 2mm pads. So I think maybe just 2. Just I don't want any to go off that end. Actually, no, I can get away with one more actually. This one already cut in half. Let's use that. Best of both worlds then. It's not quite a whole pad. Again, tacky glue, my best friend. And you could use your little book to add, you know, little book of sentiments to add a happy birthday mom or whatever sub-sentiment on there. You know, there's plenty of room for more sentiments on there, sub-sentiments. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if we can use all of these up. So, oops, behave yourselves there. There we go. 1 and 2. I'm going to put 1 there, and just because I don't want this one to be on its own, I'm going to break my little rule of odds and leave that as a 4. So that is that. So that is card number 2. Like I said, nice and easy cards today. So I'm hoping this will be quite a quick little video for you to watch, especially since I cut out the foam pad sort of boring bits. But you can see got that lovely little follow through on the inside, and that does close quite nicely. So that will look nice in an envelope, and that goes to charity. I did send a load off on Thursday actually. The lady from Cats Protection came and picked them up. So there's another box. I think we're coming up to about 1,000 now this year since March. So quite proud of that really, and that amount of cards for charity is quite good. But these are the cards that we've done today, or that I've made today. I am going to keep carrying on crafting with the other bits from this kit, so they will go up probably tomorrow. But that's it for today. Hopefully you're having a great weekend, and I'll see you on the other side of it. But until then, happy crafting. Bye.